You want a story, do you? A legend, perhaps? Something to warm your bones and quiet the storm clawing at your mind. But I do not tell stories. I tell truths, the kind buried beneath crowns, the kind that rot in catacombs, beneath cathedrals raised in their honor, the kind men kill to forget. This one is about oaths, steel above blood, duty above name. They say the world bled for 100 years before the first Imperium blade was ever forged. In the dying embers of the age of ash and empire, kings fell like wheat beneath the sickle. 7 thrones cracked. The gods had turned to silence, their temples cold. Magic tore the sky open, and from the breach came horrors with too many eyes and no names. Civil war devoured the land. Noble houses warred over graves, not gold. The rivers choked with corpses. Dragons returned, not as saviors of old, but as harbingers of judgment. And in this storm of ruin, a figure rose from obscurity, Ser Arcalian, the breaker of crowns. A knight with no banner, no lineage, and no face beneath his iron helm. He was the first to refuse a king's coin, and the last to kneel to a crown. Legend says Arcalian walked the 7 shattered kingdoms, alone but never unanswered. He challenged tyrants. He protected orphans. He executed lords who fed on the famine they caused. Behind him, others gathered, knights disillusioned with oaths to dying bloodlines. They built no kingdom. They claimed no land. But they built something greater. They built the bastion eternal in silence, atop a ruin none dared tread. There, Arcalian gathered the last law-keepers, the lost sword saints, and the 7 unbroken blades. Together, they swore a single vow. We shall not serve kings. We shall serve the balance. When the gods falter, we stand. When the crowns rot, we cleanse. When the dark returns, we remember the light. Thus was born the Imperium, an order not of loyalty, but of principle. They did not pledge to banners. They pledged to end the cycle. Over centuries, they became myth. The blade in the dark when cities fall. The judge on the road when justice flees. And sometimes they were worse. The executioner at the gates when mercy meant ruin. But even now, in the age of tides, their banners rise once more. A new darkness stirs, whispers from ruined ports, red wings on the wind, and a name long unspoken. Not the kind whispered at weddings, not the kind etched in temple stone, but the kind written in blood beneath a blackened sky. When the world had nothing left to give, the kind that births monsters, the kind that burns kingdoms. I was there, you know, a god once, a watcher of thrones, a namer of kings. I saw them rise, and I watched them rot. And when the world begged for mercy, it was not the gods who answered, it was a man, a knight, they say. But no, he was the funeral of knighthood. His name was Ser Arcalian. You see, Arcalian knew what most never dare admit, that kings are not born, kings are allowed. And when the people forget that, they become prey. So Arcalian gave them something else to believe in. Not a crown, not a god, not a house built on bones. A principle, one forged in steel and silence, one that did not bend, one that would one day replace kings entirely. And so the world turned, and the shadow of Arcalian stretched long across the lands. He did not build a throne. He built a question. If no king is just, then who shall judge the kings? The answer came not with banners, but with blades of the Imperium.